Okay, that's cool. That looks good. And we gonna sit down in a minute, y'all. Okay.
Spray some more rose on my face.
Just gonna put this here. But also, this. Boom. Okay. I'm almost ready. Okay.
What a day. What a time to be alive.
I handle my top and put it on the puzzle. Bowser, don't play with that. Okay. Whatever. I was gonna put something on my face and my eyes, and then I just said, fuck it. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh. Ugh. Boom. All right. Okay, hey y'all. So, thanks for joining us this Sunday morning. Alyssa and I was like, you know what? We like this going live thing and gonna test it out a little bit longer. We were gonna talk to y'all about friendship and shit, but then like
We woke up on the wrong side of bed today.
it was it was rough. If I think most of you know, I am a diehard Packers fan, and last night was tragic. Yes, I cried. It was stupid. Such a stupid game. I also lost my childhood earrings yesterday. So anyway, that's besides the point. I went to bed real grouchy. Woke up like I had a bunch of shit I was supposed to do. Um, I have two auditions due tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Yes.
2 auditions though. That's good.
Yeah, it is. I'm very excited. But I also was supposed to read both of the screenplays for those auditions. I don't have to, but you should.
I mean, it's like doing your homework.
Right. Like
It's
I had
just
homework. I had
useful.
shit that I was supposed to do, and I read one of them. I gotta figure out this other one once we're done with this, because we're gonna go knock that out. And I'm like, yo, why do we do this to ourselves, or even just like this, like what is waking up on the wrong side of the bed
I
and
woke
just
up fine, and I was laying in bed, and it was great. And then at some point, I was just like, I'm crabby for no reason. Why am I crabby?
like I don't want to be here. I don't want to do any of these things.
Anxiety spiral ensues.
I really just wanted to, and I did. I slept in. I was supposed to also work out this morning. That did not happen.
No, I'm gonna work out maybe tonight.
And I was just like, I want to do nothing. I have so much to do, and I feel like there's never, like, you don't get days off. There are no days off.
That
Like-
you want to do everything does not equal the same.
And I'm like, okay, adulting, responsibility, like, how, why do we, I just, sometimes I do want to do nothing, but even as, like, business owner or you're self-employed or whatever, like you think you make your own schedule and you have that luxury to do so, nah, B.
Your schedule is everyone's schedule in order for you to succeed.
And so there is no days off, and you're constantly, I feel, playing catch up. Oh yeah, we have, oh hello, Phil. Oh, thanks. Hey guys. Hey E. You guys, real quick. So we do a lot of collaborations with Phil Flock, Infant Cinema, you know, and sometimes we also pop over to El Haj TV. If you guys have not checked them out, you should. They're what are words? They're both fucking dope. They're in Africa right now. They are shooting a feature film. I'm so proud of both of them. They work dumb hard. So they're in Africa. Go check out El Haj TV Entertainment and Phil Flock and Infant Cinema. Anyway, back to our regular scheduled program. See, like, and I have to do 2 auditions later. Anyway, it is. Okay, great, cool. Yeah, thanks. I am gonna,
She's gonna crush it.
I am gonna crush it.
She's gonna crush it.
It's gonna be great. Alyssa's gonna read with me, because usually, you guys, I make Phil read with me. He's like our go-to camera person. And so I'm like, hey, Mr. Flock, help. Anywho, as you can see, we're not really with it this morning, or now afternoon.
Yike. Yike.
And there's so much to do, but it's okay. We're gonna get back on track, flip over to the right side of something.
Yeah, I mean,
even
like,
know.
so when I'm in this, like, whatever, like, angry, like, anxiety place, it takes a minute to, like, see that to, like, acknowledge that I'm even there. Because sometimes it's, I don't know, like, for me, it's like, okay, I get in there, and I'm like, I can't not think out of that, like, spiral of negativity, right? It's like an anxiety tornado or, like, an angry tornado, if you will.
No, that makes sense.
But, like, you just, like, this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is wrong, and like, all of,
everything sucks.
Like, yeah, all the negativity, and then at some point I'm like, oh, why? Like, at the very bottom of the, like, tunnel looking up, I'm like, oh, but I put hi. But, like, I'm here
is this
now.
Bowser, everybody?
Guest,
this is our
guest star.
These are chunks. He's gone.
But, like, I, like, eventually recognize that I'm, like, there, and then I can be like, listen, I'm slamming things around because I'm mad. Like, I don't know what I'm mad, but, like, just ignore me being dramatic over here that I can, like, ignore myself out of that, like, negative space to, like, move on. Even if...
I love that you have the wherewithal for that, though, because...
Just a minute to get
I have encountered a few individuals, like, you can tell they're in a mood, it's crabby, don't mess with them, and when you try and, like, give them perspective in terms of, like, yo, it really isn't that bad, these are first world problems, or hey, try and look on the bright side, or be, you know, like, here's something positive to think about. It's like, no! I'm like, oh, okay, great, cool. Like, and they just want to continue down that spiral of being angry and angsty. But sometimes I do agree. It is hard, and sometimes I read a post the other day that I saved to share that talks about, you know, allowing yourself to feel your feelings and be angry, be sad. Don't push that shit down or away. Like, feel it and then let it go. Because, and I get that to a certain degree, because I feel like in certain situations or scenarios, yes, that is appropriate. But, like, if you are at work, yeah, exactly. If you are dealing with people, trying to get things done, sometimes you gotta swallow that shit and just, like, deal with the feeling later. Yes,
that's like that is exactly like whatever. Pull it in, and then on days like today, when I'm like, why am I angry for no reason? Oh, it's because I, like, bottled it up, and now is my one
time
chance
to let it out.
To, like, yeah, be dramatic and have my, like, little tantrum, like, the stupid mop isn't mopping, like, whose dust is this? Cats. It's the cat's dust.
Yo, oh my goodness. Oh, who else we got? Oh, fun for everyone. Hello. Okay, yes. And so like I relate to that in terms of like finding like allowing yourself to feel it or find a time to feel it later. And I think that was my 2 cents on that. I was like, where am I going with this?
But, like, I think growing up, not that I wasn't allowed to be like emotional, but like, but also like not in the same concept that now that now I can recognize like, oh yeah, like a bitch mood is coming. Okay, like battle, whatever, grab the hatches, whatever the ship terminology is. But like, hold on and like let it just kind of ride it and then move on, or like that's easy some days to do.
Yes.
But other days it's like, no, I wanna be like angry, or I wanna be bitchy right now. Like hopefully I'm by myself so I can like have an argument with my pillow or something and then like move on, or the cats. But like
I think the older that I've noticed, the older that I am, and I'm able to like that emotional intelligence, like understanding what's going on with me so I can effectively communicate to others like, hey, this has nothing to do with you. I'm feeling some type of way. I'm all in my feels. I'm pissed off about X, Y, and Z. Sorry, not sorry. You're gonna have to deal with this.
You
like
deal with it, or just let me be in my island of misery, and like you just stay on your good ship happiness somewhere else, and like don't try to
like just tiptoe around me. I'm very sorry. Today is gonna be one of those motherfucking days. And being able to do that and recognize that is, it is easier said than done, but also
easy to say and harder to.
Yes, and so like, and as we're talking about this now, I'm like starting to feel better about my day and the things that need to happen. Oddly enough, there is this long ass monologue that I need to learn. And the monologue is actually my character's talking to her kid, and she's like, "No, be fucking angry, like get it out, feel these things, but don't take it out on yourself because you're going to like get it out there. Don't take it out on anybody else. Don't take it out on yourself. Just let it out there, because if you continue to do things out of holding on to anger or like letting it out other places, it's going to come bite you in the ass. Like it's going to hold you back from being great, or people seeing you or thinking that you're something that you're not." And I was just like, I don't know if I've ever seen a story, a show where it has been expressed like that. I could be wrong, like off the top of my head. Like when I read that, I low-key cried a little bit. I was like, or like that single.
We should frame that, like put it on a frame by the door, like or something.
I was like, okay. I'm starting to see different messages around emotional intelligence like show up in scripts, in stories, and I'm very happy to see it.
It's kind of cool because
it is.
I think I learned a lot of like how to be a good person from like Mr. Feeney. Mr. Feeney taught me a lot of things. Okay, Mr. Feeney
Boy
taught
Meets
me
World.
A lot.
Yes.
Bob Saget, fucking R.I.P.
Ugh.
Like those kinds of things, and there are a lot of things that I didn't learn from shows because they didn't have it, but like I learned elsewhere because other people in my life like made sure that like, oh, you need to know how to do this. But yeah,
that is happening more. It's dope. And we had an epiphany while pitching ourselves. We were at White Heat Yoga. Shout out to White Heat Yoga. Love them. It's where Alyssa and I met, and our friendship thrived and flourished into what it is. It was their 5-year anniversary, and we were having this like pizza party birthday bash, and we were talking about film festivals and our company and everything that's going on. And someone asked like, well, what kind of content do you create? What do you like to share? And there was a moment, oh Lord. And as I'm trying to explain to you guys how I said this so eloquently, it has escaped me. But and essentially we explain like we like to tell stories that teach individuals things that we didn't have the opportunity to learn. And
yes, the example is that we were not provided on how to be successful or just like handle good, bad, ugly things, emotions, And
I was like, oh, Alyssa was like, write it down.
Wait, what did she say? And lines.
That's our tagline. Like we're gonna make it a little prettier, a little wittier as well. But I was like, yo, yes, that is happening more. We get to be a part of that more, and it is exciting. A little bit nervous. But yeah,
A little bit nervous.
Yes.
Matthew. Yeah, it was like, I mean, today is Sunday Funny, but like, we're having a not so fun day.
Yeah, I labeled that before I thought about it. We might. I'm thinking about grabbing a drink.
It's gonna be a fun day.
It is.
Now that we've like kind of aired out our
Mhm.
grievances, and like, I mean, I feel much happier than I felt an hour ago when I was angry mopping the kitchen.
I'm nervous about this second audition, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it's 8 pages. I'm supposed to be like, I know it's in here and I can do it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna, fast scan that script and just like pick out the things. But I did this to myself, and it is okay because that break yesterday was needed. We had a dope day. Like I woke up. I
It
went
was
to
kind
yoga.
of like a nothing day, but
Mhm.
like we had a lot of activities.
And it was busy.
But it was like a day for us, like a
Yeah.
day to like. Okay, so you woke up, you worked out.
Yep. Worked out, came home, freaking read as much as I could, cleaned up, did laundry, took a shower, highlighted. We recorded my lines.
This was all before
All
12:30.
hello? All
Because we
before-
had to be somewhere at 1. And pro tip, if you do or don't know as well, Alyssa's pretty good at time, and I'm
Not
Mexican, so we just time. No
She
entiendo.
said-
No
She
entiendo.
said I'm Mexican. I'm so done with you.
So she accomplished a lot of things before 12:30, and we also slept in yesterday. So like math on time, that's a lot of things in a day on a Saturday.
I'm still stuck on it's a different type of CP time. Like I need to figure out a phrase for that, like Mexican time. It doesn't matter. No, it's still colored people time. You colored, you brown. Okay, yeah, CP time is what Alyssa runs on. There's sometimes no concept, but I fucking love her, and
Literally
we
none.
yes, we always get it done. We make it happen. So we went to the pizza party. Came back. We stayed longer than I would liked, but it was lovely.
It was nice.
It
Yeah.
was so nice.
You for sure had a time frame set, and I was a little bit more like,
We're here.
yeah, here we are. Whatever. It's my day to
But
exist.
it was
We
my
got to connect with more people
Yo.
from our studio that we haven't seen in 2 years since
Mhm.
it shut down. Initial pandemic.
panini. We got that from
COVID.
Kate. Yo,
Yeah,
you
we
guys
did.
are gonna meet. I'm
Yes,
like,
we did take that from a friend who said
Yes.
maybe we'll get the pleasure of
Yes,
meeting.
I'm really excited. I'm hoping to wrap Tate into We've Gotta Talk, which is about to start back up. We're doing some more filming. The weekend Phil gets back. It's gonna be dope. We're taking the week off, FYI. So this Tuesday there will not be a We've Gotta Talk because we are preparing to wrap up season 2 for you guys. We've got some great things coming. I'm really excited. But
We had fun. We
did.
got to connect with
Yo.
people, and like that's I think really important to
We
do,
learned a lot.
especially after post as
we're
still
still
living
in the
it.
panini.
But like just connecting with people, like I forgot sometimes when I get to talk to my friends,
Jaheem
like how much I
is in the
love
house.
them as people, and I'm like, oh yeah, I really need to connect or like just talk to you more because of like how much I enjoy you or like hearing about you and your life or your things, kids. Yes, people with kids.
Yes, I forgot.
I do like my friends with
You
kids.
little
kids.
humans.
But then the Packers game.
Yo,
Like-
but before one thing, and sometimes I can't help to do this. I don't know if I need to work on it or not. While we were out, we met we know Michael from the yoga studio, and I've always known that he works for Sundance. And there's this weird there had always been this anxious, I want to talk to him, I don't want to talk to him, I want to ask him questions, I don't want to bother him about work. And so I just said, fuck it. I was like, yo, Michael, what do you do for Sundance? And we had this amazing conversation, and we words. We both nerded out about film festivals and films, and, he wants to be a writer-director. And so, sometimes you guys, a moral of this story is sometimes you feel that nervous, anxious, anxiety about talking to someone about something, you don't want to bother them. Just
Shoot your shot.
Yeah, shoot your shot. Just fucking do it. Ask the question. The worst thing that's gonna happen is they're gonna be like, I don't want to talk about work, or you know, it's just what I do.
They're
But
for the most part gonna have like a nice like,
right.
thanks but no thanks. I'm like gonna,
But
you know, yeah.
Yeah, we connected, we exchanged information. He was like, listen, if you have any festival questions, like if you want to listen, need help, if you guys want me to look at, you know, your stuff and tell you what I think you'd have a strong shot at getting into festival wise, like where you guys would fit best, he's like, please let me know because I've been doing this for 10 years. And I was like, thank you, because this is our first year in the film festival circuit. So yep, shoot your shot. So in my brain I was like, see, I did do work. And I'm like, ma'am, can you try not to do work when we're trying to have fun anyway?
I mean, how many of you also do work while you're like having fun or like supposed to be having fun? I think that's something that like in a regular job, like a regular 9 to 5, pending your level, I mean even exec level, sometimes like you kind of mix IRL and whatever, but like specifically when you're starting a business and you're an entrepreneur and you're really like, you're a freelancer, like you are your own advocate, like is there a line between like business and pleasure? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird though, I don't know, because a lot of the people that we circle ourselves around, Alyssa, like they love what they do. Like I can't imagine, no matter where I go, I can't imagine not talking about storytelling or film or some type of artistry. Like anytime I'm kicking it with E and Phil and stuff and Jaheen, we love talking about what we do. So sometimes I have to remember it's work, but it's not work because it's what I love.
Yeah.
And so cutting.
You sound like a beautiful IG quote page right now. Moderated by Stacy, who also loves her matcha lattes. I'm sorry. As someone who doesn't always love what I'm doing, it's just like, I'm always like, sometimes when I see people, I'm like, you are literally the one that we all hate talking about. You're not working a day. Like, no shade. I enjoy sometimes my 9 to 5, but like I enjoy working with this more, but I don't.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, wait, because when you finally make that big transition and jump off the bridge or whatever of, you know, saying goodbye to corporate and coming and joining me on this side of, you know, I mean, it's still at some point gonna be corporate. Anyway, but once you come over here, like, I would hope it's gonna be a little bit more of like, I'm gonna say, oh, now you're that bitch. Do you see it?
Yes, and that's what I'm afraid of, being that person that's like, oh, yes, I love, and someone's like, can you shut the fuck up?
Lissa's like one of those people who like, you don't want to like or love something. Like, it, like, I also have those things, like random trivia. I'm obsessed with Peaky Blinders. And I never wanted to be obsessed with Peaky Blinders. I didn't want to watch it. I wanted nothing to do with it. I was like, no, I want more diverse content, and I want to support, you know, art that is created by underrepresented voices and this, that, and the third.
We're sick of fucking seeing the same shit by the same people with the same everything that is just like copy paste.
I'm tired of white people's stories.
Like,
they're everywhere, and they've been everywhere forever. But I fell in love, and it is incredible. It is a great, like, as Mr. Flock would say, it is a great piece of cinema. Like, the acting's on point, the cinematography, the editing. It's just, anyway.
We wanted to hate this show.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about this show. She, as many
dragged her into
TV
the show
and movie things, was like, oh, you need to, okay, we're going to do this for research. And I was fully on board to be like, yeah, fuck this show. Fuck all these guys. They don't know what they're, like, this is all trash.
No.
And then we were like, oh, this is great.
It's incredible.
Fuck this show because it's great.
Yep, that too. Cillian Murphy one day, sir, we going to be working with you. I don't know how yet, but we coming for you. And both of the Cole boys, they're brothers. Anyway, back to, I don't know where we are right now. But
okay, so Trill asked, what content can we expect for in the future? Sorry, the cat is being
the most
right now. I heard January's a tough month for filmmaking.
It is.
We have a lot of ideas of many buttons that we want to continue pushing that are new, and just like around 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus of buttons that we've already covered. I think we've talked about this a little bit more, like we're in that weird stage of like comfort growth where like we've got a rhythm, and it's nice, and
Yeah.
we can kind of like, you get cozy, and you get cobwebs in places,
So,
and we're trying to push our own buttons to get out of that comfort zone, to push out more content that like we do really want to get out there. So that's kind of
we are in the process, and we've been going back and forth. We're gonna start doing interviews with individuals that have jobs that aren't at, what am I trying to say? Like, not taboo jobs, but like, we're gonna interview a porn star, and I'm really excited. We're gonna interview Texas Patty, and I'm fucking stoked. It's just been a scheduling thing. We don't know if it's gonna be called That's a Fucking Job, or like, we're also gonna be interviewing a dominatrix and a sex worker.
cool jobs. We're interviewing
strippers.
for cool jobs. If you have a job that's cool, doesn't necessarily have to be sex.
Yep.
I don't know, maybe you weld cat molds. Like, I don't know, I'm making things up. Are you a glass blower? Like, we wanted just cool jobs. I think part of where this came from is like just finding out, like, what do people do? Like, how do people pay their bills? And we know a range of people in different industries that are like, oh yeah, like, I didn't know about this when I was growing up, and you know, and I had no direct connection to this, or this is new because I've never heard of this. Like,
so that people I mean,
you don't get stuck in this cog of like,
these are like doctor, lawyer, whatever.
Become one of those. You have your 2.3 kids and your white picket, like, just trying to get out of that, because I think
I was gonna say so that kids can see that there are different jobs, but I just realized that kids should not be watching our content.
Only with their parents' permission and guidance, for sure. But I think even like, I mean, I didn't know what I wanted to do until very recently. And like had a pretty established career in what I was doing, but like, I mean, didn't know that that's what I wanted to do.
And that you could, like, that there's, it doesn't have to be something that I'm learning. For the longest time, someone said that I used to hear a lot that you need to pick one thing and be great at that one thing and stay in your box. But I am great at so many things, and even though it falls under, like, everything that I do falls under the umbrella of being an artist, being a creative, and producing content. And underneath that, yes, it's, you know, I act, sometimes I write, sometimes I'm going to direct. I have to, you know, coordinate and like produce and put everything together. And so, yeah, it falls under an umbrella, but I want to promote that idea that you don't have to be one thing. You can do so many things, even if it's like hobbies on the side and you want to fucking make candles, or you want to make soap or perfume. Like, you can still do that.
Shoes. Okay, like, so I follow someone on Instagram who makes clothing for ducks.
Stop. You can do anything in this world, apparently.
Okay.
Yo, there's a bitch.
Ducks!
Wait.
They make duck clothing for people who buy clothes for their ducks. I want a pet duck. I mean, to put clothes on. Like, this is I'm not serious about that. Like, yes, okay. Duck. But like, I mean, that's a problem with America, is me wanting a pet duck to put clothes on it. Whole different button that I don't want to talk about right now. But like, you can make duck clothes like that. That's insane.
There's a bitch who
Good for you if you make duck clothes.
There's a bitch who makes 6 figures farting into jars and selling them to people. Oh, wait, did she?
I don't know. I just know she went
I'm pretty sure there's more than one bitch that does that.
Oh, actually, probably. That's
like,
true.
You can...
Fart jars. Okay, yeah, you can do that.
You can sell your farts. Like, I'm baffled by that. Anyway.
Can I bottle my burps? Honestly.
Yo, Alyssa's burps are out of this world. Like, I don't... Like, sometimes I'm like... How does that come from your little body?
It moves my waist. It's great. It's a great feeling. It's clarity.
Anyway, so that is something that you can expect to come in the near future. We're going to be doing interviews with off-the-wall jobs, or even just like jobs where people have like preconceived notions about, and just kind of like getting
in the nitty-gritty, maybe, or like finding out more. Like, I mean,
because being a stripper is not all that it's cracked up to be in terms of making money. Like, we want to expose the good, bad, and the ugly of all things. And so that's something that's coming out. We're continuing with We've Gotta Talk. we are thinking about growing Buttons of the Week and turning it into a filmed podcast. But that's like in the fall. We need to grow a little bit more, come up with a system and figure that out. And I'm very excited about that. That's going to take some work and maybe some help on you guys' part. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out our Patreon.
We love suggestions and feedback. Like, I think some of you have offered some great, even just like topics for us to consider, or
yes,
like
thank you.
Take new perspectives that we for sure have not thought about, which help us kind of like reformat. Like, oh, we thought we had the circle and we realized there's a chunk of this pie missing that we didn't think about. Like, yeah, we super appreciate all of that.
Yo, wait a minute, pause. Can we talk about this? I used to spy on my ex. Matt, yo, homie. Well, I feel like, doesn't everyone spy on their ex a little bit? Sorry.
Let's break down. Yeah, that's why I was like, I mean, like, it's funny because it's funny, but it's also, like, not funny pending the layer of
spying. I have definitely checked on their, like, my ex's Instagram a few times. Like, not, I'm like, have I... Ooh.
I for sure, like, so my few exes, I harbor no ill will towards them. Like, we're very much still on, like, occasional conversation basis, but I love to see when they succeed. So like, I for sure check on them. Like, okay, one of my exes recently spoke on a panel about counter, like, terroristic stuff at Harvard.
Damn.
Right? Like, so I was like, fucking yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, this is huge. This
Linda?
is like huge. No, not Linda.
Duh. Sorry.
Another one is, like, he's a great personal trainer, coach, fixer upper. Like, I'm not a fixer upper. He's a fixer. He's a fixer for people in a way.
Damn.
He's doing amazing things too, and I love hearing how his business grows. He's also, like, he does it proper. Like, I mean, whatever. I'm not trying to.
You're a good human. I sometimes,
but
not wish
it's relationships that, like,
I
cared about, and, like, at some point I was like, I will do whatever we need to do for you to succeed, so I can succeed, so we can succeed together, And so watching them on their own continue to thrive and, like, up their levels, I'm like, yes, I'm excited to see that. Also, like, I know you, like,
right?
So, like, you're a good stock. Like, that means, like, I'm not such shitty stock. Some days you're like, I'm just, whatever.
Yes,
but, like,
this is going to be a button, because I do think that it is possible to have healthy relationships with exes, and being able to still work with them and do things, or even people that were potential partners, but, like, it didn't end up working out. Like, there was something about them that drew you to them, but just because it didn't work doesn't mean that you guys can't do great things together. As long as, like, that communication is there, that this is strictly platonic, or, like, we're growing and working together, like, on a business standpoint or a friend standpoint, I think that is fucking incredible. Like, one of our dear friends, like, so interesting. I don't think she might. We have a friend who, her ex is her writing partner, and he fixed her up with her now husband. And I'm like, yo, that's incredible.
That's love.
Like,
that is love on so many layers. And that is the kind of person that I want to be at the end of the day, despite many of my quirks, flaws, whatever you'd like to call them.
Right.
Is that, like, at the end of the day, like, I'm a good person, and, like, that's what I'm known for. Like, oh yeah, despite this, like, weird, awkward situation, like we still, like, yo, success yes. At the end of
absolutely.
Like,
at first, I heard that and I was like, yo, that's strange. And then I see them interact together, and, like, we do Christmas and holidays together. I'm like, no, I get it. This is great. Like, they were more, yes, they were in a relationship, but they were more brother and sister and, like, business partner than they were being, like, a good romantic partner.
I think that's something we need to normalize too. Like,
yes,
you're not with your partner necessarily forever. Like, you are partnered with someone in a relationship somehow, and, like, you maybe it starts romantic or sexual, and it, like, can grow, or on the reverse of, like, this is like a tricky area, I guess, like the friend zoney thing. But like you are friends at some point, and then eventually realize like, oh, there is more. I have
be careful.
I'm not trying to stir up any shit there. I'm just saying like it's a thing that's out there.
It happens.
We just need to see it more to understand how to like read that room.
Be careful. It happens. Sometimes it blows up in your face. It was a disaster.
Trill Bill said, "What about your own what if series? Example: What if porn was banned?" So like, I mean, I think there's a lot of cool things that we could go there. There's a lot of things that like if we go there, it'll be like hot buttons.
Yeah.
That will for sure like
cause some conversations.
Set some conversations off. I think I'm already thinking about myself internally like
what if porn was banned?
I mean, that's not like the most specific.
Like
I that would be kind of awful. I would be upset about that for sure.
But
like, if there are other what ifs that are like, oh, like based on that I'm like, oh, like I don't know how I'd react. So I'm already like anxiety tornadoing.
It could be so interesting. So okay, we're on the list of things that are to come for buttons. So we touched on We've Got to Talk. We've talked on the interviews. We're expanding buttons of the week. We're trying to figure out the fucking Thursday spot. That is, we were doing Would You Rathers and that was dope. We got these 2 terrible games.
But they're kind of fun scenarios to like work.
I mean, we'll probably continue to try that for a little bit. We are continuing with What's Her Name. Bear with me, guys. This next episode is I'm trying to figure out how to make it work. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be great. Bringing in some more characters. And yes, so that one. What's Her Name is a little bit of a beast to handle. Love it to pieces. We also please stay tuned. We just finished post-production of a amazing short film that we collaborated with JR Vision Films, and we're in talks with Reverie TV. Cross your fingers, send us all of the love. It possibly will be a Reverie original, so I don't think we'll be able to put it on our YouTube channel. It will be on a streaming platform. Woo! That's wild to me. I'm like, yo, you can stream us on television. Anyway, that's a huge
That's
fucking
a thing
deal.
that I would not have ever thought I would say. I just like in the wild possibilities of my mind and where I thought my career would go once I thought I would become a professional ballet dancer. I would have thought that maybe you would see me on stage in a tutu versus ever being like, oh yeah, you can stream us.
Yeah, like we have a channel, we have content, and we're looking at building this relationship with Reverie and having a lot of our content on there. So and other platforms and places.
Yeah,
and so,
for sure, other ones as well, but Reverie to start.
Yes, and so that particular project we can't really talk about too much until we have like.
But get ready.
Yes, until we have dates, and I mean we've teased it a little bit on our Instagram, my Instagram and Jesse's Instagram. But that is one of the biggest things that we've been working on and we don't get to really talk about. That's how showbiz works. Right? I'm like, I'm so excited about this. I'm trying to think of what else is.
What's her name?
Huh? Yay! Thank you. It's that one, like, that is low-key one of my favorite babies because I get to be batshit crazy. It's always been a dream of mine to be completely unhinged and to, like, kill people and shit. As a character, I promise. And like giving people what they may or may not actually deserve, and it kind of also it reminds me of like the Joker in that sense of just taking it that step further. And yeah, so What's Her Name is she's coming back strong. Not like my laptop, which I need to get my charger for, so bear with me. I will be right back. You guys have got Alyssa. Boom.
Alyssa Wick. Oh my god.
What?
Alyssa Wick. Also said Alyssa Wick, like that John Wick show. Honestly, it would be kind of a fun, like, I don't know if parody is the right word, but like a
spin-on?
I don't know, just like an action action show movie, an action movie that like you're like the. Ooh, pop up! Be careful. What did you just?
I was given an idea for what's her name the other day in terms of like who like what her background is and like how she's able to. Did I kill?
No, somebody's going.
So what? Papa, I'm gonna sit on you. And the next, what's her name? Can I kill? You go ahead and ask Phil if he will act for us
and see what happens.
Right? He I think the most I'm gonna be able to get Phil to act in something for us is gonna be not what's her name. That's Lord have mercy. We got so much going on. Is gonna be We've Got to Talk because he's moving in. He's moving in with our lovely characters. And I might kill him in We've Got to Talk because I don't get to walk around naked in my own goddamn house. So he might have to go. Yes, every episode is a new kill.
And you behind the camera, Phil.
Yeah, we do. Sometimes I do want to kill him. Anyway, yes, he might die, and We've Got to Talk. He's definitely. I'm working on convincing him to like doing a cameo in that because I think it would be fucking dope. So I'm trying to think. I think right off the top of our heads, those are the things that are on the way. We have some bigger projects that are in development that we also cannot talk about. And so juggling all of that is a beast, but so much fun. Okay, great. Oh, come on, man. Oh, what, Phil, you don't want to die? You don't want to die in what's her name? Come on. Or what about, We've Got to Talk. Okay, what? Okay, yeah, cool. I'm caught up on all of the comments. Okay.
So I guess this kind of circling back to like how this all started, I think a good way for, in case any of you wanted to know, I'm not sure if that's even where the conversation is.
I was like, Mama, where are we going?
But like, when you're in one of those moods, being able to like talk about it at least kind of like clears that air a little bit. And it's like when we've built up this like mountain of like shit that we have to do, or like this drudge of like existing. And this is, I think, also something that I've been like going through with my therapist. But like once you like chunk away bits and pieces, it's suddenly no longer this like giant thing that's like ugh, you know. And this is not to simplify anything that anyone's going through. Like this is just for me. Like once I like look at it and I really like laser down what it is, it's much more manageable, and I'm less like. You know, all of those emotions. And like right now I feel 25 billion times better than like an hour ago when I was like, I don't want to do anything today, like I'm just mad and I don't know why I'm mad, like I don't have PMS anymore, like, you know, like what the, like I feel so much better like after talking about it and being able to think about like more positive or just like things that are exciting. Yes. Even though they're going to be a lot of work, like
it is really exciting. I am thinking about these 2 auditions, and a part of it, what for me was, I do procrastinate. Like I look at these things and they seem like mountains, and then, but for me, sometimes it's also a low key. What if I'm not good enough to knock this out the way that it needs to be done because I didn't give it the time that it deserved? But then I'm like, yo, wait a minute. Like, how dare you? Say that. Like, Mama, I know I'm fucking phenomenal at memorization, at like cold reading, picking something up, creating a character and running with it, because it's like, okay, like
that's what you do.
Yes, I'm like,
that's your muscle that you like. Yes,
I work it out all of the time, and so sometimes I see 8 to 10 pages and I get nervous and I'm like,
it's a number that is like large,
like, and I see a monologue, I'm like, you act like you can't knock this out and it's gonna be fantastic, like just because you didn't read the whole thing. Also, like in that, as in acting, you're not supposed to know what comes next, so sometimes it is advantageous not to have read it. I'm like, okay, so this is the way that it's gonna work out. Alyssa and I are gonna knock it out. It's either for me or it's not. And so now I do feel much better about those 2 really important auditions. But I'm like, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fucking fantastic. Okay, so Phil says I have a great idea for We've Got to Talk. Phil episode though. Okay. Well, really, okay. You gonna tell me when you get back? just, I'm just gonna leave that in the comments. Okay. Well, guys, we're gonna have to check it out when Phil gets back. Sometimes I'm like, anyway. Thank you though. I do appreciate the comment. But yes, 10-10. Agree. I feel better about this day. I'm loving this live. Like, I love how we never really know where the live is gonna go. It takes on like a thing of its own because it's live. And if y'all don't know, I'm very sometimes OCD and structured and be like, we need a plan. And it's like,
she's type A and I'm type B, dragging along behind. Like, wait, there's something sparkly over there, or there's food.
And so, like, this is refreshing to know that we can just sit down and be and, like, have an amazing conversation with you guys. Thank you, with everyone.
Y'all.
With y'all.
I can't say that.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I was rereading one of the scripts that I'm writing right now, and I put that in there. I'm like, oh, I need to go back and change that. Anywho. Facts, yes. Yo, this has been, I'm loving this. Okay, anything else? You guys, like, we've got, like, 10 minutes left. So if anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, what you want to talk about, because then I do need to knock out these self-tapes. So does anyone have any, like, questions for us? And I also need to hydrate. I need some more water. Fill up. We've done babes. We did what?
The 200 push-ups.
What are you talking about?
Earlier, he said they're doing 200 push-ups, and I was like, you can do it!
Oh, I didn't. I missed that comment. I was like, who's doing? I'm not doing 200 push-ups.
Proud of you guys.
Yo, get in there.
Also not doing 200 push-ups.
The El Haj crew. We've got Jaheim. Oh, also, yes, Jaheim is in the house. You guys go check out Jaheim, the creator. He is amazing. Love his vlogs and his short films with Kim. You guys need to go check out Jaheim, El Haj TV. We've got Phil Flock in the house and Infant Cinema. They are amazing. They are our YouTube go-to gurus. Because Alyssa and I really don't know that much about YouTube. So, Jaheim, and Phil have been amazing at supporting buttons, lifting us up, giving us
Instagram questions,
yes,
giving us the, like,
feedback, what to do, what not to do. So props out to you guys. We love and appreciate
YouTube 101.
Yes, they are. Yes, that's I'm getting water while you guys think of some questions.
I mean, I guess it's Sunday Funday. Who's participating in Sunday Funday? What are your Sundays? What's fun about your Sundays? What are we gonna do later? I mean, audition. What are you gonna do that's fun for the rest of the day?
Yo, I might finish that sake after that. After this.
We have a giant bottle of sake that
sure.
we're slowly. Are we allowed to show alcohol?
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, I'll just turn it.
We have like an inch left in this bottle.
Okay, so while Phil Flock was he still is in Africa, we went for sushi because it is Mateusz. That's his brother. It was his birthday, and we were like, "Yo, homie, you can't be alone on your birthday. Like, we're going to sushi." And yo, this is the bottle of sake that we ordered, and we thought that we were going to be able to finish it. This bitch is huge. And we ended up taking it home, but we're almost there. There's like this much left. I was very, very impressed with us. It was a great night.
Oh, Darth? I mean, I just really like Darth Vader. And this is very much in progress still. My next appointment is in July because my artist is amazing and booked. But we're gonna finish Darth, and then I'm putting Slave Girl Leia and the Millennium Falcon down here. That is gonna be another couple.
A tattoo's a process. Yo, I want a new. That's not my right sparkling water. I want a new tattoo. I'm not sure what I want. Yeah, no, I do. I'm definitely gonna get something like with the moon and the stars and like a compass or arrow or whatever. That trivia fact. The compass. I don't even know where you can watch it. Was my first feature film as a lead. I played 16, and I think I was like 23 years old. Um, yeah, it was interesting. I'm wondering if I ever wanted to see the light of day, because I don't even, I don't, I don't know, man. Anyway, if you find it, let me know. I haven't been able to find it, but that's where the compass and the arrow comes from. It was my first feature.
Do you want to tell the story about your foot tattoo?
No.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry.
Wait, which one?
Is there one visible?
Yeah.
I mean, that one?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Nope.
No tattoo
I mean,
stories. I'm sorry. That was the question. That's what I was going.
Who did that? Who did that? Oh shit, man.
I just didn't know which tattoo, so I was trying not to like hog the mic.
The one story that I will tell about my foot tattoo, I have my initials right above, like right on my Achilles tendon, like right next to my ankle, and it's a charm. Like I drew it, and it is the first charm of. It's going to be a building tattoo. Like it's gonna. Throughout my life, it's gonna grow. Anyway, so the first charm is my initials, Alyssa Aaron Bray Boy, and my plan is when I get married, I'm going to get the anklet, like the ball and chain or whatever. So I'm roped down. I'm gonna put the actual anklet tattooed onto like the whole, you guys get it. And then once I have little humans, each of them will have their own charm. And then so that's that story. The other story, if you want the story of the one that's on the side of my foot, maybe that will be like a Patreon episode. If you are a Patreon subscriber in some form or fashion, we will record that bad boy and have that posted there so that you can watch it and learn some not so great decisions that Alyssa Brayboy has made in her life. And that I'm either going to have this one removed or I am going to build over it. I think I'm going to have it removed. So also if you want to contribute to that, that would be great because, that's a young story. Oh man. Okay.
I love my oh man tattoos. I have two, and they're very small, and they were.
That's different, Lissa. That's so different.
Embrace your oh man tattoos.
Yeah.
Sometimes, tattoo over it. Like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the laser just, from what I know of people getting the laser, it just hurts so much worse. And but also like your body, your choice.
Yeah, I think I hear it's easier to remove it than it is to cover it, though.
Maybe it depends on. I know one person who has done it, and they said it was really easy. So it was very much maybe.
Oh wait, you have someone who got it removed and it was easy?
They got a tattoo over.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, but maybe it was like location. I mean, lots of things could contribute to that, but I do know someone who does tattoo the laser removal, and she. From what she's seen, it's kind of awful. And my tattoo artist also got his sleeves removed to start over. And he was like, the worst pain ever. And he was covered, and now he's.
But that's a big area to laser. Like that's a lot of laser.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know. Feet seems the most painful. That is a place I'm like, I don't know if I could ever do that. I used to want a foot tattoo, and then things. My brain started connecting, and I was like, absolutely not, no.
Granted, I haven't had a tattoo anywhere else besides my feet, and it wasn't as bad as I anticipated, but I also have a really high, pain tolerance threshold, but I also took a Valium before.
Also took a Valium.
I did, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I took a fucking Valium, and I was like, everything's good. This is great.
Maybe that's what I'll do
Like,
next time.
it was, it was fine. I mean, like, it stung a little bit up towards the bone, but for the most part, yo, and I, at one point, okay, great, there's a question. That's crazy, but in the end, I really admire you. Oh, thank you. Yo, we're doing the damn thing, and I am proud of ourselves and what we're doing and watching it grow. And, like, the way, I don't know why I thought it would be harder than what it actually is. Don't get me wrong, it's hard work.
It's not a cakewalk.
Like, it's not. But in terms of the way that things are happening when we just buckle down and do them, like, I did not think, or no, because I also am very ambitious. I'm like, yo, we're in year 2 and we're about to be on a streaming platform. Get the fuck out of here. Like on actual television. I'm like, oh, okay. So this is the process, and just each time we just go a little bit further. We challenge ourselves a little bit more in terms of like what we're creating. And this is something that Michael was talking about at the White Heat birthday yesterday, in terms of something that he was giving us advice on. And I realized Alyssa and I are already doing that. He's like, you start off with a 2-minute short, aka we started off with Spit. It was less than 2 minutes.
Go see it if you haven't seen
yes,
it.
Go watch Spit. It's in the short films playlist. Then we also did COVID 21. That was with Phil and Infant Cinema. I think that was about like 6 or 7 minutes. And we just continued, like, okay, just go a little bit further,
We're
involve.
jumping up in time, and you'll get to see something really exciting that's longer than 10 minutes.
Yes, and so now we've got one that's 22 minutes, and potentially going to be optioned to be a series, question mark. Okay, I should stop talking. So it's just like, okay, yes, just baby steps, break it down, chunk it down. Like, yeah, it's a mountain, and sometimes it is terrifying to the point of paralysis. Like, sometimes I'm like, I can't move. I don't know what to do next. But you just attack it a little bit, like little by little, and you start to see, like, the seed that you planted. Like, you start to see that beautiful bitch bloom, and we are blooming. And it has been, it's
helpful
great.
if you have someone also who is on your team, on your side, leading you, who has the seed and the vision and then whatever, because like it's much easier to like be there when someone else is telling you it's possible, and it's like and it's right there. For me sometimes, because I'm like, I don't see, I don't know, okay, I don't know, like, I don't know what's coming next, like, I have zero clue how to do this, and just being with someone who's like, okay, but I do, like. And you need that, especially when things get like frustrating or complicated, because it's like, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just like,
no, I know exactly
it's easy to be like, you know what, I don't want to do this if I can't see that, like, I can do it the right way or the perfect way. Perfectionism, like, that comes in hard here when, like, you have to at the last hour, like, just go, like, just do it,
figure it out. It also, I have goosebumps, and I feel like such a nerd, and like, Mama, you were having me blush and sweat and all of the things for a moment, but it also fucking helps when you have people that believe in you. Like, I have this big, crazy vision, and I have shared it with you, and you are starting to see it, and you see it, and you're like, okay, I'm here, I'm in it, we're gonna fucking do this, and I'm there, and so that is so refreshing, no matter what crazy idea that comes to my mind. Like, because you also help me see, like, okay, maybe, like, that doesn't make sense, but how about we go in this direction? And so that's amazing to have a team that, like, to have the other half of my business, like, the way that you believe in it is incredible. And then also the way, Phil Flock, I know you're watching, the way that you believe in the both of us, and you help us get shit done, and, like, ground us.
Teamwork is really, like, the dream of, like, having people who all can, just, like, egos and, like, outside things aside, like, okay, how do we do this? Yeah. And I mean, that's, like, for anyone who's trying to do and become and whatever, like, find your team. It's really hard. I don't, like, I cannot tell you how to do it, but, like,
you can't do it by yourself.
When you find them, like, latch onto them.
Yes, like, I'm so grateful for Alyssa and Phil, and then we also have, you know, E and Jaheim, and like because like I am learning, like, and it took me a while to
people, like,
yeah,
and you just kind of scoot along together, and sometimes you gotta pull, and sometimes you gotta push, and
yes,
you gotta pull back. Like,
it took me a while to admit this out loud, so I'm just gonna say it now. I'm like,
what are you saying?
I am saying that I have learned a lot from El Haj. I have learned a lot from Phil and Jaheim and the way that they run their YouTube and create their content and the hustle that they have through specifically E and Phil and their team. Like, I've learned that 80-20. Like, sometimes it's like, yo, we're gonna show up, we're gonna shoot some shit, and we're gonna get it done. Like, it does not have to be perfect. It needs to be out there so people see what you are doing, because you have to start somewhere, and you'll be able to look back and see where we started or where someone started and realize, oh yeah, over time we're gonna get better, we're gonna learn, but you have to do it like you have to start.
Yeah.
You have to put something out there. And so
that's like
just
the hardest part.
Yeah, and right now, like, huge props to E and his team, because they are taking that huge next step and they're making a fucking feature. Like, that is huge. It is no easy feat, and they're doing it in Africa. So I have learned a lot from those gentlemen and their hustle and the way that they are building their empire and creating a family of creatives. It's fucking beautiful. And sometimes, like, I'm stubborn and I'm like, I don't like to give, it's not that I don't like to give people their props, but it's just like, I wouldn't have done it that way. I'm like, oh really, Alyssa, which way? Like, that's not yours. Like, which way would it? And I'm like, oh wait, yeah. And so anyway,
It's really exciting
props to
be
you
able
guys.
to work with teams that, like, just kind of do things
Mhm.
and then expand and, like, okay, this is what we learned from that, and, like,
Yep.
take the risks. I think because we are taught, not directly, maybe directly, I don't know, sometimes, but very indirectly, to, like, to follow the status quo, and, like,
Yeah,
this
and
is how you do
this
things.
is the plan.
And, like, anytime someone goes against that, it's like, what
are you doing?
Like, why? And then when it's better, it's like, what? Why wasn't, like, okay, what other things, like, can we think of to trajectorize that?
Yeah, that's the word. That's the word.
So,
Yes.
yeah, you didn't ask for advice, but our advice
Yes.
is just find those people that, like, make you question things, and then, like, follow the question mark, or, like, the not way that you're supposed to go, the anti-formula.
There is
and see, like,
one of the biggest things that I've learned from what we're doing is there is no right way. Like, there's just a way. Like, there is a way to get it done, and sometimes, like, you stumble, you trip, you fall, you get back up. Like, there is no one way to do something, and so that is a relief, but also sometimes terrifying at the same time, because I'm like, somebody just tell me what to do.
Mom.
Yes, help.
Make the executive decision.
Yes, I love Phil. We appreciate you so much. And also Matt, don't get deterred by the small number of views y'all put. Oh yes, viewership, success, and recognition are just, they are. And like, I love like watching us grow. Like, anytime we get a new subscriber, I'm like, I squeal inside.
It
or
is
like
exciting.
watching some of our videos like hit the thousands. Like, we've got a K next to it. I'm like, what's up? And sometimes I'm like, and I have to forget to not look at the numbers. I'm like, fuck it. The numbers don't matter. We're gonna put it out there. The content and the message that we are putting out there is what matters.
Thanks for coming to our TED Talk.
Yes, exactly.
That somehow turned into a lot of things.
It was all of the things, like, as we do, because
I wish my edibles would have kicked in. Or we would have had a, like, now I'm like, I feel like we do need a cocktail.
Yo, I might. I have, I get to go put on a, what is it? It's a quirky Christmas movie audition. And then a very...
I'm so excited. I fucking love Christmas movies. The more Hallmark cheesy Christmas romantic executive leaves her big city job to a farm boy who brings back the Christmas from her cold Grinch heart. Oh my god, that's my shit. Yes. I am putting out there that you get this, so I can watch you in a Christmas movie every day and support you, but also get like feed my need for like those like awful rom-com Christmas movies. Yes,
It is
because
one of those.
then I could just watch it every. I mean, I'm just saying.
It's quite cute. I'm not gonna lie.
It's quite cute.
This was so wild. So as I'm reading the last like chunk of it, like slow tear like streams down my face because it's precious, it's cute, and then I read my character actually slow tear cries run down her face, and I was like,
God damn it.
yo, the fuck is happening? Part of me is like, yes, I kind of want this too. It is very round hole, round peg, like I am this character. I am this bubbly, like it's funny. So I'm gonna have fun doing that one, and then I get to go be super sad and strong and tell my kids I'm dying, like type of movie. So we're gonna do the happy one first, and then the sad because I can't. It's hard to other way around it. Which film genre do you guys like filming the most? Oh man, yo, we love that gritty drama. Like at least I do. In terms like. What's Her Name is one of my favorite because it is very dark. I love a dark drama. Don't get me wrong, We've Got to Talk is fun in terms of like the comedy, but I like things that are grounded in realism, like something that is just
relatable.
Yes, and not that We've Got to Talk isn't relatable because it is. Like some of those things are taken from my life, honestly.
It's pretty regular stuff.
Yes, but there's just something that's cathartic about it for me when we make it because it also allows me to let go of some stuff or find a different outlet of something that I've either experienced or I've seen someone else experience, and I feel gets to be worked out in real life, but in not real life, like in a story that does not exist. It's my imagination, but also like I get to let that go for someone, or either for myself or for someone to see so that they can let go of something traumatic that's happened to them. Like I love a good like scream or cry on camera, or like, so for me it's the gritty grounded drama.
It is very powerful to be, while you are in character, on the other side of that when you're playing those types of characters, to like almost like you pick up the energy in the room for those like kind of moments that's like, okay, like everybody's like and it happens, like it's like the release that you're having is like pulling in for us, and this is me speaking about like very few times that I have been, you know, in that situation, like while you're filming something like that, but it is like you kind of like vacuum the room of something, of a feeling that we're all like, okay, anticipating this, and then it happens, and it's like, okay, like I feel better like about that, you know, like
that's exactly what I mean in terms of like releasing or letting it go or like working through things, but using film and storytelling to do so. It's a little bit like therapy for me, y'all. It's my favorite thing in the world, is being on set, filming, being in character, or even just watching someone else like sit and live in their purpose, like doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Like that's a different kind of high. But yeah, like, yo, we love some dark, gritty dramas, and I do have a feeling we'll get around to like happy things.
Oh,
like,
I love comedy, and I love that like everyday, easy, dumb, relatable, but like, yeah, right now the sweet spot is definitely like getting hard real life things out and making that relatable, so that it's not necessarily so like this is a hot button, or this is like the thing that you watch when you're having, you know, whatever like mood you're in. It's more of like, how do we make it digestible, a little bit more relatable, but keep it dark.
Yes.
But like,
and
yeah,
then sometimes like a
some
little
comedy.
Yes, and like that touch of comedy. Like right now we're tackling a new type of comedy, like that dark comedy where like it's so dark you can't help but laugh. Like there's just this weird
Traumedy?
Yeah, traumedy. That's
like
interesting.
Traumatic comedy.
Yeah, kind of like in vein of I May Destroy You. There's a couple shows that kind of hit on that very well. That we're floating in that area as well. So okay.
Very much emotion driven, yes.
Yeah.
Because I think like we are emotional beings, and like I don't love emotional things. I don't love anything about that, and I think something that's important or like helpful for me is like making that more everyday relatable, so that it's not so like
It's okay to like not you like. Emotions are hard. I think it's one of they're fucking
I think that's really
hard.
like being able to navigate how hard sometimes it can be, and like it doesn't have to be hard. Sometimes it can be easy, but like you're allowed to have like the hardness of emotions.
Yes.
I think that's more like
and not want them and showing people that that's okay too. Like we don't always have to talk about our emotions. They don't always have to be on our sleeve, but like navigating, like that's an aspect of it as well.
when they're shoved up your sleeve, how to like unroll it and not in a catastrophic
that thing. We're trying not to be too Hollywood and like over dramatize things.
We should trademark traumedy.
Yo, yes, you are absolutely right. I'm gonna put that in one of our pitch decks or one of our like log lines of something like. And I actually know exactly which one it could be. Anyway, okay, y'all. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you for joining us on this Sunday Funday that was not so fun, but now is much more of a fun day.
Yes, it is. We're going to go be productive, knock some more things out, and then I'm probably going to finish that sake, watch some, like, Euphoria. That's something that I'm researching right now. It's shot beautifully. We'll talk about it at a different time. I might review Euphoria. Anyway, again, thank you. We are your Buttons babes, and we will catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Wait, that's this one. Clearly, I don't know how a live works, you guys. Wow. This is what happens when we don't have Phil Flock with us. I don't know what I'm doing.